Hello, everybody. My name is Sammy. I'm real quick gonna shut this door actually, because thank you. Things are gonna get like really real in here. Thanks, Nicole. Give a round of applause for Nicole, by the way. She helped set up the room with me this morning. Otherwise, I don't think I could have gotten it all done. So thanks, Nicole. Okay, so we're here to talk about peer support groups. But before we get going, I have a few requests of everybody in this room today. So I'm gonna share some stuff with you guys. So for my personal feeling of safety, I just want to ask a few things. First thing is be respectful, and that's of everybody, of myself, of the physical things, of the space, of the land, of everything, right? Just please be respectful. And then minimal phone distractions. I understand if you have a call you're waiting on, or if a med alarm goes off or something like that, I'm not going to be upset. But if I'm talking or somebody else is talking and there's that dinging every 2 minutes, I get distracted very easily. So that's going to be hard for me to stay on topic. So if we could please just the phone distractions minimal. And then confidentiality, because like I did say, I am going to be sharing some things during this time, and some other people might as well if they feel safe too. So I just ask that whatever is said in this room stays in this room, not going out and gossiping, that kind of thing. So those are just a couple of things that I ask for right away. So I would appreciate it. If that's kind of the vibe we start off in. So this photo is of yesterday morning at 7:09. So you guys, I don't even know where to start right now. So, okay, deep breath. My life has changed so much in the last few months. So, first of all, let's just give you a little bit of background about myself. So like I said, my name is Sammy. I'm a certified peer specialist. I am diagnosed with multiple mental health disorders, including bipolar 1 disorder, complex PTSD, and generalized anxiety disorder. I have a lot of personal things that I've dealt with my whole life, including suicidality and self-harm. There are going to be topics that are discussed, so if there's anything that's really triggering to you and you need to take a minute to yourself, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you have to step out of the room and do any self-care things. So yeah, it is going to get a little intense. But so, okay, my life in the last couple of months, you guys. So I got very physically ill. I've actually lost 100 pounds in 11 months without... well, good and bad, because it wasn't entirely healthy. I got very physically sick and was just unable to eat for literally a month. And so I unable to work, unable to do anything. And in this time, unfortunately, did lose my job, and I am now moving. I actually moved on Saturday from my apartment, which I've been at for a year now, because unfortunately, with the loss of my job and everything, bills and things, so it's not a choice move, it's more of I have to move. So all of these things are out of my control right now, right? And I'm just going with life, taking things as they come. I didn't even think I was gonna be here, you guys, and that's for real, be here at this conference presenting. So when I woke up yesterday, this was my view, okay? So in this forced move, I moved from a 2-bedroom apartment that I was in by myself in a residential area to a lake. So I love water and I feel most safe in nature, most at home in nature. So my first morning in this new place that was not my choice or whatever, when I woke up and I had to get ready to come to the conference yesterday and I saw that, and honestly that doesn't even do it justice, you guys. The colors on that is not even what it looked like. So it was just that confirmation that everything is gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Like, look at what you have. This is beautiful, right? So even though things have been really rough for a while, I'm here, I'm doing it. I'm honestly in a really good place, like mentally, spiritually, all of that stuff, even though I'm not in a good place in like, I don't know, the regular physical, all of those things, you know. So it's a really weird dynamic in my life right now. So that's a little bit about where I'm at. I do want to open it up for a little bit and ask if anybody in this room would like to share anything that maybe they're going through or anything that, I don't know. Does anybody feel comfortable? Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Jenna. I've been dealing with depression and AD all of my life and anxiety too. And I, like in high school, I used to cut myself too. And like last week, I was not feeling well, and I almost went to the deep end, but one of my friends calmed me down, and yeah, because I was bullied in school and all that.
Thank you for sharing. Does anybody else feel comfortable sharing? That's okay if you don't too, but I wanted to open it up right away. So that is just a really quick kind of example of how one of the peer support groups can start, okay? Later in the presentation, I'll show you how another version of a peer support group can start. But a lot of times when I do a peer support group, and it's different every time because I'm at a different place in my life every time, right? Even when I do a daily peer support group in my old job, because Monday through Friday, every day we would have a peer support group. I would share something different because you're in a different place, right? Different things are going on. So if you open up and you kind of share where you are, I hope, anyways, you guys got that feeling that it made other people feel more safe. And given this room has a lot of people in it, so normally a peer support group would be 5 to 10, maybe 15 maximum people, and that's a lot for a peer support group. So to have this many people in a room is really hard to create that kind of like close environment, you know what I mean? But I hope you got a little bit of a gist of what that feels like. So that was that. Okay, a little bit about stuff that probably a lot of you don't care about, but some do. So like I said, that recovery center that I ran, so I'm a Wisconsin certified peer specialist for 3 years. That drop-in recovery center, I do CCS services. I still do NAMI, a peer support group, monthly as well. I started a peer support group at the Aspirus Mental Health Inpatient Unit in Stevens Point, and I did that every week for about a year. I have been on the Lived Experience panel for the Prevent Suicide Wisconsin Conference. I've been on the Lived Experience panel for the Wood County Police crisis intervention training for the last 2 years. I've spoken at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. And then in May, I presented at the Prevent Suicide Wisconsin Conference, and now I'm here. So, I know that's kind of boring, but I threw a couple of these cute things in here just to make it fun. So every once in a while, there'll be a little break. Okay, so I don't know if you guys really know what a certified peer specialist is. So, I have been in and out of hospitals since I was 15 in regards to my mental health, inpatient stays and things. So my last time was actually 8 years ago. So that is the very last time I've ever been inpatient. Prior to that, it had maybe been months between visits. So I'm in a very good place right now, very happy with that. But the last time I was in Norwood, actually, in Marshfield, a certified peer specialist came as one of our groups there. I didn't even know what that was at the time. I honestly don't even know the lady's name. Don't remember her. Like, she will never know the effect she had on my life, okay? Which is kind of sad. But I still talk about her to this day. She doesn't even know it. So she came, and I literally, you guys, at this point in my life had no hope. Like, I was just, everything was just, that's a way for me to die by suicide. That's all my brain was thinking about. Like, I would see a fork for dinner, and I'd be like, I'm gonna go put that in the outlet. I would have art supplies in the art room, and I'd be like, I'm gonna eat that. Or what, you know what I, like my brain just constantly is just everything, that was where I was at, right? So no hope, no anything. And it was not good. And this lady came and spoke. She talked for like half an hour and shared, like, she had bipolar as well. She shared where she was. She shared where she had been. And literally, like, I was just like, there is somebody. Like, I'm not alone. Right? Because I felt completely alone and misunderstood, and like nobody in this world would ever get it, right? And then in comes this lady, and she's like, I've been through some things, and this is where I'm at. And I'm like, what? You can do that? Like, and you did it, you know? So she literally just like gave me that hope back. And so that's what got me on the path that I'm at now. So here's a little bit of memories. I know, surprise, Nicole made it. A couple of memories I've made in the last 8 years. So my brothers and I are in the middle, love them to death. My mom is up there. My mom and stepdad and I at the Packer game. And then when I got my puppy, she's now about 1.5 years old. Her name is Luna. But that was her when I first met her. I think she was like 3 weeks old, because I went to see her twice before I actually picked her up. So she was tiny. Oh, she was tiny. She's like 10 pounds now, but she was tiny. Yeah. She is. She's great. Just another cute thing to throw in there for you guys. Okay, so a certified peer specialist is somebody who has their own lived experience of mental health and or substance use challenges and has completed formal training and certification in the peer specialist model of mental health and substance use oriented peer support. So I know that's a lot of like jargon, but basically, it's just somebody who's been through things in life. Like, it's not like book knowledge, right? It's like life knowledge, like you did it knowledge. Not you learned about it knowledge, it's like you did it knowledge, if that makes sense. Just a couple of things. Oh, sorry, I breathed into that really heavy. A couple of things about certified peer specialists. Cultivating empowering and supportive relationships, supporting the many pathways to recovery. So like what my recovery journey is not what's gonna work for you, is not what's gonna work for you, is not what's gonna work for you, right? And being open and accepting to everybody's way of doing things. Affecting positive change in systems is another thing. So like I go to Disability Advocacy Day, IL days, I go to the Capitol and talk to legislators, all those types of things too. Creating an environment we talked about. Yeah. So lived experience, I kind of already went into, but it's defined as the personal knowledge about the world gained through direct, first-hand involvement in everyday events, rather than through representations constructed by other people. So it's what you experience, not what other people experience. So we all have our own individual lived experience. One of the 3 pillars of peer support is the Code of Ethics. All of these can be found on the Wisconsin Certified Peer Specialist website. A couple of the ones I wanted to touch on, well, actually, I'll just touch on the last one, 14, is as a professional, if I find that my own recovery journey is compromised and interferes with my ability to provide support to my peers, I will engage in my own self-care and community care until such time that I am once again capable of providing professional care. And that's where I'm at right now, is I'm like somewhere in the middle where I'm like still kind of doing professional care, but I'm also really, for the first time in my life, taking care of myself. Because you know that spoon thing they talked about earlier? I'm one of those people that gives all my spoons away and has nothing left for myself. So I've done that for 34 years, and I'm finally like, nope, I need to fill my cup first. And so I'm doing that right now. And then I'm going to be able to be even better, right? So just some traits that are good for certified peer specialists. Of course, empathy, compassion, honesty is a huge one. And of course, you can't be judgmental. So there's lots of different kinds of peer support groups. There's one-on-one peer support. There's online peer support. Community peer support, the drop-in centers like the one I used to do, structured peer support programs, weekend things, and then like education and programs. There's even conferences, like there's a peer support conference every year that I go to, so it's becoming a much bigger thing now. There's lots of different types of different peer support groups you can do. So I do mental health, right, or AODA, substance abuse, those types of things. I also do the LGBTQIA2+. I've done women's group. I've done, oh my gosh, all sorts of groups at the center. But basically, whatever group you fit into, right, is a peer support group for you. So peer support groups are proven to reduce hospitalizations, lead to better treatment outcomes, reduce the severity of symptoms relating to depression, anxiety, and substance use, significantly improve social isolation and overall well-being, and can foster a sense of empowerment and hope. I like the squirrel, sorry, it makes me laugh. Okay, so I know this is a lot, and I'm all about the self-care stuff. I gotta take a break and move around too. So I'm gonna play a song really quick. Everybody get up, walk, sit, whatever you wanna do. You guys do you, but I'm gonna play that and we'll just take a quick break. And we're back. I hope that was a little bit of a nice break for you guys. So, when to do peer support groups. So you got to think about how often you want to meet. Weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. How long you want the peer support group to be. So typically it's about an hour to an hour and a half. But that, like when I used to go to Aspirus, it could be 2.5 hours, and we would only have like 4 people sometimes. But it all just depends. I never put a time limit on it when I do it, because it's just like whatever you want to share, however much you want to share, wherever we're at. Sometimes it might not be that much, but sometimes it could be more. So I don't put a time limit on it, but that's roughly what it usually is. And then the time of day, considering for the people that will be attending, what their schedules are, and then the availability of where you're going to be having the group should all be considered. So talking about where, think about the number of people that will be there, so how big of a space you're going to need. Find a central location that's accessible. You want a very nice space. You want it to feel comfortable. You want it to be clean, that type of stuff. Good lighting, air conditioning in summer, heating in winter. We live in Wisconsin. If you need evening or after hours access, make sure that there's like lighting and it's safe, those types of things. If there's a cost involved. And then a bathroom and kitchen is always good to have too. So no, kitchen not required, bathroom probably. Yeah, that was on there, I think, yeah. And then some places that I've done it, like a library, a coffee shop, church, school, online even I've done. Really, and like most places, you can just ask to go. And like, especially like but the thing about peer support groups, you guys remember confidentiality. So you want, like when I go to the library, right, it's free, but we get like a room that has a door on it and stuff. So like we can shut it when we're talking, so like other people aren't hearing everything, right? So anybody can benefit from peer support, including people with mental health challenges, but it's not just for people with mental health or substance use challenges. So I kind of showed you guys how to do it in the beginning. So first you want to introduce yourself and ask if like other people want to introduce themselves. State the purpose of the group, or if it's the beginning, discuss amongst yourselves, because it's not like your group, it's everybody's group, right? So everybody decides what the purpose is and what you want the guidelines to be, or ground rules if there are any, like I stated in the beginning, what I like mine to be. And then that open invitation to share for other people. So you always want to tailor to the group. So like this is different than when I presented at the Prevent Suicide Wisconsin conference. It's similar, but it is different because different audience, different peers, you know. You want to have that positive, upbeat kind of vibe, you know. And then always remember accessibility for everybody. Okay, so at your tables, a couple of you have smaller tables than others, so I'll have you combine. That table looks good, that table looks good, those two can go together, that table's good, that table's good, that table's good. If you want to go to that table and then that table's good, doesn't, yeah, well, the 3 back there, yeah. So then there's 4 at that table. And then I'll give you guys 15 minutes to create your own peer support group at your table. So, again, the things are up there, your introductions, your purpose, your guidelines, and then listening is the most important. And if you're comfortable, you can share whatever you guys want to. But this is your space that I want you guys to create. Now, another way of starting a peer support group that I've learned through the NAMI version is like an educational piece at the beginning. Is what they do. So, because they have a separate training from like the Wisconsin Certified Peer Specialist training in order to facilitate through them. So, I'm going to start it this way, which is a video called A Joy Story. It's like a 3.5-minute video, but I hope you guys enjoy it. And then going straight into that video, I'll pull this back up with your like breakout group like instructions, and you guys can get right into it from there, okay? What did you guys think of that video? Does anybody have any thoughts real quick? Anybody? No? Yeah, great.
Just very, very cute.
Good, yes. Good. How did it make you feel?
Very happy.
Yeah, good. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pull that slide back up. You guys go ahead and get into your tables and start discussing what you want your peer support group to be. Hey guys, I was just trying to gently get everybody back. I didn't want to interrupt any if you're in the middle of something right now. Okay. So, I want to open it up. Obviously, you don't have to share details, but what worked well in your groups or at your tables? Yes.
So our group, we're basically a support group for people that like to play games and socialize. So we're going to offer to play different games with each other, bring snacks, bring drinks. Some of us like certain things, some of us like other things, and we like the idea of just being there to just kind of talk with each other and socialize. So that's what our group is about.
I love that. And doing games is a great idea. I've done that before. Great thing to do. So, what else worked well at your groups? Anybody? Yeah, over here.
Our group was sport for self-care and self-help, like where we know how to be help people with self-care and self-help, like with daily life skills and how to take better care of yourself.
Great, great. Anybody else? I thought I saw a hand somewhere over here. Yeah.
So our group is Project Live, and we actually already have one, and we work on lifelong independence life skills, and our purpose is to ensure everyone life has ensure life. I forgot what this is supposed to say. Oh, and ensure life each other. I forgot what this word is. And everyone has their challenges, and that we try to support each other the best we can, and always expect that everyone tries their best and support everyone the best that we can and advocate for each other. All right.
Awesome. Okay, so what did you find challenging about that? Any challenges that came up? Yeah.
I live in a adult family group home, and I help with the stuff, baking and cooking, cleaning, mopping, all that stuff. I love it.
Okay. Good. It's good to have somebody that likes to do that to do the group, right? That is part of it, is the cleaning and everything too, you guys. Thank you for sharing. It's just a cute card is all that's for you. What else was challenging? Anybody else?
You forgot me.
I thought I gave you one earlier. Did I?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So our group talked about how sometimes people can have different opinions, or they might be loud. So sometimes noise can be a challenge, or people that might put others down. So just trying to be supportive and respectful of each other, and knowing that like some people like to play certain games and some people like different snacks, and just kind of collaborating together to help each other out that way.
Yes, and on touching on that too. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. You made that?
I made it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I got my crafts at home. And I got a lot of stuff.
Thank you for sharing.
Yep.
It's beautiful. Yes, right here.
I think it was, at least it felt hard for us because we didn't have a topic that we were starting with. So it was hard. I felt it was kind of challenging to, come from a group of people that we didn't know anything about and no history with, to come up with something to really talk about. So I thought that was hard.
Yes, that's a very good point, because some people at the tables here know each other and some people don't. So And that's a great thing with peer support groups too, right? Everyone is different. Even the same peer support group is going to be different every time because you have different people coming every time. You have different topics that are going to be talked about every time. People are in different moods, in different places every time. So literally, even if it is in the exact same place at the exact same time with the exact same people, it's still going to be different every time. So finding things in common is one of those challenges. Yes, Nicole.
Also, we started just talking about our lifestyles, how we started out in our own lives. We started discussing how we started out in our lives and what we overcame our challenges. We have our own personal challenges too that we overcame too, and it's difficult. Yes, we may have been a rough, rocky road when we were little, but we can triumph over anything we can do.
Thank you, Nicole. Okay, what did you guys learn during that? Yeah, over here.
Well, our group was women discussing mental health and all different issues with that. And it's something that I do in my job too. I facilitate a group of adults on the spectrum. And what I'm always learning is just how a small moment of a personal story or a reflection can connect people. It doesn't always have to be like we're solving the world's problems. It could just be a few moments of, oh my goodness, yeah, I know what that's like too. Or this happened to my daughter, or this is happening in this way. And I think that's really powerful how small moments can mean so much.
I love it. What else did you guys learn? Yeah.
We talked about how, like, we can learn from each other in the group. And so we might be struggling with one thing, but we are doing really well in something else. So it's not focusing on anything necessarily that this is a negative thing. We're all here to help and learn and keep our group positive and like learning and how we connect and do better.
Great. Another thing I forgot to mention, you guys, that helps me create the space that I like to do. I don't know if you noticed, but like at your tables too, I'll touch on that in a second, but I'm getting a little off topic. I'm sorry. This is my personal stuff right now. My brain is like this. But my things up here, I like to create like a space, right? Create an environment, like a welcoming. So when people walk in immediately, they're like, okay, like there's fidgets out. There's like there's an energy already, right? So I brought a picture of me at the lake with my mom and stepdad, a couple of cute little saying things that I like. I brought my Stitch because, so the dog before in the picture that you saw, I had for 13 and a half years. She passed away about 2 years ago now, unfortunately, but she was great, and her name was Lilo. So Stitch is kind of like my thing. So I brought Stitch. A wolf is like one of my spirit animals. So I got Precious Moments for my grandma because that's my thing. My jellyfish lamp, which actually Nicole got me. I love jellyfish. And octopus. My octopus is up there. I love the sea. Harry Potter, you guys, and art. So this is my unicorn blood from Harry Potter, and on the back it says, warning, the blood of a unicorn will keep you alive even if you are an inch from death, but at a terrible price. You will have but a half-life, a cursed life, from the moment the blood touches your lips. So that's actually from Harry Potter, but I make things like that, like wands, and like, I don't know if you guys know the Skelegro like potion from Harry Potter. I made that before, so like I'm all into art, weird, like I do jewelry, I paint, I do all sorts of stuff. I make cards, like I have a Cricut, all sorts of stuff. But, and then my little, just for the time of year, I like my little yoga skeleton guy over here. My little rock says believe. I love to find rocks. I collect rocks. Some days you're the dog, and some days you're the hydrant. It's a good saying there. So I like to create a little bit. And then talking about your tables, I always bring fidgets when I do support groups. That's my thing. I don't know if you noticed, I have a fidget I walk around with too, for me. And then the cards at your table, I didn't talk about yet, but one of them, I'm assuming you picked your spot because you liked what it said, so you can keep one, and then the other one, I would like to challenge you guys to give to somebody at this conference while you are here. I do that all the time, like when I go and buy something at like the cash register at Quick Trip or wherever. When I'm done cashing out, I have these all sorts of different cards, and I'll give them to people. If I go through the drive-through somewhere, whatever I do, I like to hand them out to people. So I challenge everybody in this room to take one of your cards, and you can take one from the middle of the table too, or another spot if you feel like you can give away more than one. Take them from another table, whatever you feel like you can do. Feel free to grab, okay? Yes, Nicole.
Can you tell the story about how you met Lilo?
How I met what? Lilo? My old dog? How I met her? Why? Well, like the story of when I got her? Okay. 2-minute side story, I guess, real quick. So my dog Lilo, when I picked her up like 15 years ago, okay? I was like 19 or 20 at the time, and I had not picked out a name yet. And I had gone to pick her out, found her, was driving her home, and it was like a 2.5-hour drive from where I picked her up back to my place. And it was thunderstorming and raining like so bad, you guys, that like you could hardly, it was bad. And she was tiny. She was like 13.5 pounds full grown. So she was 8 weeks old at the time. So she was like teeny tiny, like she fit in my hand, right? And here I just took her away from her mom, and we're driving somewhere, and she doesn't know what's going on, and it's just storming. And this poor little dog is just shaking and shaking and shaking. And I'm just driving, and there's nothing I can do, right? And this is back in the day when you would mix CDs in your car. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I used to make my own mix CDs. So I had a mix CD going, and a song from Lilo and Stitch came on, and it was called Me Hele no Lilo. And it's like the beginning song, I think, when like she's in the ocean, and it's all in Hawaiian. It's a beautiful song. It's very upbeat. And that song just came on, and literally, she just stopped shaking. She calm as can be. So literally for the next like hour and a half, I played that song on repeat the whole rest of the drive, and she was fine. So I named her Lilo. Sorry, I don't know why that came up, Nicole, but yeah, okay. Yeah. So, okay, real quick before we get into like the last little bit, how do you guys feel after your peer support groups and all of like I know a lot of it can be heavy, but I just wanted to open it up and see how you guys were doing. How are you guys? Anyone? Yeah.
Well, I think it's really good to talk about the problems that we're going through because it takes a lot off of our backs, and gets, talk about what stress you guys are going through or anything like that.
Yeah, good. Thank you for sharing. Here you go. Thank you.
I think it makes us feel great because it's like we get the stuff off of our minds, and it makes us feel awesome after we talk about it and stuff.
Thank you. How do you guys feel? Anybody? All right, that's okay. So, I didn't check the time, but I wanted to see if anybody had any questions. We've got about 5 minutes. So, before we wrap up, does anybody have any questions? Yeah. Yeah.
I used to have seizures a long time ago and a heat stroke.
That's a question.
Is what? What was the question?
I used to have a seizure and a heat stroke.
You used to have a seizure?
Yeah.
So you're feeling better?
Yep.
Any questions? Yeah, okay.
My question is, like, do you have to go to school to be a peer sport?
Yes, I'm sorry. I meant to touch on that. I must have skipped over that. In my brain, I did it. So, okay, to become a Wisconsin certified peer specialist, you have to apply online, and it's by county. So, it depends on where you live, and there's only like certain openings for those counties at certain times of the year. So, like Milwaukee County happens to have a lot of trainings, but like I'm from Portage County, we do not have a lot of trainings, maybe once a year. So, it's very selective for some places. Now, when they do open up the applications, they have like the deadline where it opens and it ends, but they only accept the first 50 applications. So the second it opens, you want to get that application in right away because they fill up fast. So if you're not one of those first 50 applications, even if it's before that deadline, they won't accept your application at all. Going from there, they interview the top 25 out of those 50. And then from those top 25, they, like in my class, I think we had like 16 people or something like that ended up doing it. And then from there, it was like ours was 3 days a week, and it was 4 hours each time for like 4 weeks or something like that. But it's like a certain amount of hours, and each training varies depending on the trainer's availability. So that like changes a little bit. But it is a little hard, honestly, to like get into that. So, but if anybody has any questions about how to do that process or do peer support groups, my information, you guys, oh, just another real quick thing. References on there for my information. So I don't do social media, you guys. I rarely even go on Facebook, but that is my name on Facebook and that is my email. If you do have any questions about peer support groups or anything in the future, feel free to reach out to me or at the conference, come and chat with me. Funny, actually, I don't know if I have time for this, you guys, because I do want to hit up the water park too at some point, but I brought this Love a Lot Care Bear that I got at the CARES conference in Medford a couple of years ago. I'm not a big Care Bear this is the only Care Bear I've ever owned, but I won it there. And so I love cribbage, you guys. My ancestors challenge your ancestors to play cribbage. The first person that beats me, I am willing to give the Love a Lot Care Bear to. So, if anybody's up for some cribbage later, I love playing cribbage. But, so, last thing, just to wrap it up, and then we're done, you guys. Thank you all. Yeah, what? Oh, you want to go back one? Sure. There you go. You're welcome. What? If you want to take one of the books, go for it. If you want to take a fidget, go for it. Again, take the cards, please. Give those away to people. Oh, thank you for taking the picture, man. I wanted to take a picture. Can you guys, is that okay? Is anybody opposed to me taking a picture with everybody right now? Anybody? You're opposed to it? Do you want to turn around or something? Or leave? Or yeah, is that okay? Is anybody else opposed if I take a picture? Okay, I'm going to do this. Are you ready? Here, I'll go up here. If it works, there we go. Okay, hold on. I've done this before, I swear, but it's not working. Okay, you guys ready? Everybody smile. Yeah. Okay. Thank you all.